There is a man in human history whose wealth was so incomprehensible that modern economists struggle to calculate it accurately. Not Elon Musk, not Jeff Bezos, not the Rothschilds, not the Rockefellers, not any tech billionaire, oil dynasty, or royal family that has ever existed on this planet. A king who lived 3,000 years ago. A man whose empire stretched from the Euphrates River to the border of Egypt. A man who received 25 tons of pure gold every single year. Not from business, not from investments, not from building a company, but simply because other nations sent it to him as tribute money just to stay in his good graces. His name was Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. And the most conservative estimate of his net worth in today's money is $2.2 trillion. For context, Elon Musk, the richest man alive in the modern world, is worth approximately $300 billion. Jeff Bezos built Amazon from a garage into the world's largest retail empire and sits at around $200 billion. The entire Rothschild family fortune, accumulated over 2 centuries of banking across 5 countries, is estimated at around $400 billion. Solomon was worth more than all of them combined. And here is the detail that should stop every person watching this cold. God gave him all of it. Not because Solomon had a business plan, not because he hustled or grinded or built a startup, but because one night God appeared to Solomon in a dream and asked him a single question. "What do you want me to give you?" And Solomon did not ask for wealth. He asked for wisdom, and God gave him both. This is the complete forensic case file on the wealthiest human being who has ever walked the face of this earth. We are going to examine every source of income, every asset class, every trade route, every tribute arrangement, and every divine provision that built an empire so vast that the Queen of Sheba traveled thousands of miles just to see it with her own eyes. And when she arrived, the Bible records that the half had not been told to her. Let us start with the gold, because you cannot understand Solomon's wealth without first understanding the scale of the gold that flowed into Jerusalem every single year. 1 Kings chapter 10, verse 14 records that the weight of gold that came to Solomon in 1 year was 666 talents of gold. A talent in ancient Near Eastern measurement was approximately 34 kilograms. 666 talents multiplied by 34 kilograms equals approximately 22,600 kilograms of gold flowing into Solomon's treasury annually. That is 22 tons of pure gold every year, without fail. And that was just the official recorded tribute. It did not include the gold from merchants, traders, the revenues from his own mining operations, or the gifts brought by foreign kings and dignitaries who came to hear his wisdom. In today's Gold prices. 22 tons of gold is worth approximately $1.7 billion every single year, just in gold tribute alone. But gold was only one revenue stream. Solomon controlled the most strategically positioned trade empire in the ancient world. Israel sat at the exact crossroads between Africa, Asia, and Europe. Every major trade route between these three continents passed directly through his territory. And Solomon taxed every merchant, every caravan, and every ship that used those routes. First Kings records that all the kings of Arabia and the governors of the land brought gold and silver to Solomon. This was not voluntary generosity. This was a tax structure imposed on every trading nation that needed access to the routes Solomon controlled. He also built a navy, a fleet of ships that operated out of Ezion-Geber on the Red Sea. These ships made voyages to a place called Ophir. Scholars believe this was either modern-day India, East Africa, or the Arabian Peninsula. And they returned with 450 talents of gold per voyage, plus silver, ivory, apes, peacocks, and almug wood, so rare and precious that the Bible records nothing like it has been seen before or since. His annual income from trade alone would make him the wealthiest sovereign in the world today, by a margin that is almost impossible to calculate. But Solomon did not stop at gold and trade. He built an arms industry. 1 Kings chapter 10 records that Solomon had 1,400 chariots and 12,000 horsemen. A single war chariot in ancient times cost approximately 600 shekels of silver, equivalent to roughly $15,000 in today's money. 1,400 chariots at $15,000 each equals $21 million in military hardware alone. And Solomon did not just use these chariots, he exported them. He bought chariots from Egypt at 600 shekels each, and horses from a place called Ku, and sold them to the kings of the Hittites and the kings of Syria at a profit. He was not just a king. He was a defense contractor running an ancient military export business. His construction projects alone would bankrupt most modern nations. The Temple of Solomon, built to house the Ark of the Covenant, took 7 years to complete and used materials so extravagant that its construction is still considered one of the greatest building projects in human history. The inner sanctuary was lined entirely with pure gold. The altar was gold. The table was gold. The lampstands were gold. The floors were gold. The walls were gold. The doors were gold. Archaeologists estimate the gold used in the construction of the temple alone would be worth approximately $200 billion in today's market. And after the temple, he built his own palace, which took 13 years to construct. Then the house of the forest of Lebanon. Then the hall of pillars. Then the hall of the throne. Then a palace for Pharaoh's daughter, whom he had married as part of a political alliance with Egypt. He was building simultaneously on a scale that would make the construction of modern skyscrapers look modest. His household expenses alone were staggering. 1 Kings chapter 4 records that Solomon's provision for one day was 30 measures of fine flour, 60 measures of meal, 10 fat oxen, 20 oxen from the pastures, 100 sheep, plus deer, gazelles, roebucks, and fatted fowl. Every just to feed his household, his officials, and the guests who came to hear his wisdom. His administrative structure covered the entire land of Israel, divided into 12 districts, each with its own governor, responsible for providing food for the royal household for 1 month of every year, a perfectly engineered supply chain that ensured the wealth of every region in the kingdom flowed continuously toward Jerusalem. Now here is the question that every serious person watching this needs to sit with. How did a single man accumulate this level of wealth? Because Elon Musk spent decades building Tesla, SpaceX, PayPal, and multiple other companies. Jeff Bezos spent 30 years building Amazon from nothing. The Rothschilds spent 200 years across 5 generations building their banking empire. Solomon inherited a kingdom, and within years surpassed every accumulation of wealth in human history. The answer is not natural. It cannot be explained purely through economics, strategy, or geography. The answer is in that dream. When God appeared to Solomon at Gibeon and asked what he wanted, Solomon responded with something that most people, if they are being honest with themselves, would not have chosen. He did not ask for long life. He did not ask for the death of his enemies. He did not ask for riches. He asked for an understanding heart, the ability to discern between good and evil, the wisdom to govern the people entrusted to him. And God's response changed everything. Because you have asked this thing, and have not asked for long life or riches for yourself, nor have you asked for the death of your enemies, but have asked for yourself understanding to discern justice. Behold, I have done according to your word. I have given you a wise and understanding heart, and I have also given you what you have not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be anyone like you among the kings all your days. God did not just give Solomon wisdom. He gave Solomon everything that wisdom attracts, because wisdom, true wisdom, creates wealth, creates systems, creates trade relationships, creates reputation, creates the kind of authority that makes foreign queens travel thousands of miles just to sit in your presence and ask you questions. Solomon did not pursue wealth. He pursued wisdom, and wealth pursued him. This is the forensic truth buried inside the most extraordinary financial story in all of human history. Every modern wealth philosophy, from Warren Buffett's investment principles to Ray Dalio's understanding of economic cycles, to Jeff Bezos' customer obsession framework, is built on a foundation of one thing: understanding. The ability to see what others cannot see, to think clearly when others are thinking emotionally, to make decisions based on principle rather than impulse. Solomon called it wisdom. The world calls it financial intelligence. God calls it the foundation of everything. And the man who asked for it became the wealthiest human being who has ever lived. The question this case file leaves open for every person watching is not whether Solomon was real or whether his wealth was accurately recorded. The question is this: if God appeared to you tonight and asked what you wanted, what would you ask for? Because the man who asked for wisdom did not just get wisdom, he got everything. And the man who got everything, who had more gold, more power, more influence, and more achievement than any human being before or since, wrote the book of Ecclesiastes at the end of his life and said that all of it was vanity, chasing the wind, meaningless without the one thing that made it possible in the first place. If this case file changed how you think about wealth, wisdom, and what God actually wants to give you, subscribe to the Bible File right now. Because every single week, we open complete forensic investigations into the financial empires, the power plays, the divine transactions, and the hidden wealth strategies buried inside Scripture that nobody is talking about. Drop your answer in the comments right now. If God asked you tonight, what do you want? What would you say? I read every single one. The next case file opens next week. Do not miss it.